This is a precursor to the election dates that get announced tomorrow in the afternoon by the Election Commission of India. Taking a look at a number of these statistics will help us gauge the situation of the voters who are going to come out to vote for their leaders, for their parties in 2024. And here we take a look at the registered voters in 2024. There are as many in 2019. There were 19.19 crore voters that were registered in 2019. This time around in 2024, there are 97 crore voters. And the 6% increase showcases, of course, the number of people, the number of citizens in our country who have multiplied in the last 5 years, and the eligibility of the people who have now attained 18 years of age and more. Quickly taking a look at the female voters in our country, which is at 47.1 crores. There are male voters at 49.7 crores. So this is almost a 50-50 situation between the sex ratio in our country when it comes to the voters. The electoral roll gender ratio is 9:47. So just about 52 numbers short of the men who go about voting per every 1,000. Quickly taking a look at the first time voters, 2019 1.5 crore, 2024 is 1.85 crores. This has seen a significant increase of 23.3% in the last 5 years. Quickly also, let's take a look at some other aspects of how the election and particularly the mandate gets built up in the run-up to the elections. Here we take a look at what happened in 2019, which were the states that were won by which political party, and we take a look at the 10 states that are ruled, that have been won by the BJP alone without any help of their allies. So you take a look at Uttarakhand, Rajasthan, Uttar Pradesh, Arunachal Pradesh, Manipur, Tripura, Chhattisgarh, Madhya Pradesh, Goa and Gujarat. Similarly, if we take a look at the Congress-ruled states, and we have just 3 of them because their vote share and seat share had reduced significantly since 2014, which is Himachal Pradesh, Telangana and Karnataka are the 3 states that are ruled by Congress without any coalition, without any allies. The TMC-ruled state is, of course, West Bengal. We also take a look at the south of India, where there are regional parties, there are regional satraps. Aam Aadmi Party rules Punjab and Delhi now, so the tally has increased to 2. And the left-ruled states remains to be 1, which is Kerala. The DMK-ruled state, in fact, it is the alliance that the BJP has with its other allies, which is called the NDA, where 7 of these states are ruled by the NDA alliance. Here we have it: Haryana, Bihar, Sikkim, Assam, Nagaland, Meghalaya and Maharashtra. In fact, now, so now that we have these figures, we also take a look at okay, there are another 2 states of the Congress alliance, which is Jharkhand and Tamil Nadu, where the DMK is the stronger of the parties in Tamil Nadu. Therefore, you have the chief minister, which is from the DMK party. You also have Jharkhand, where Congress is in alliance with the JMM. Now, there you have it. You've gotten an idea. And what is most interesting in these set of statistics is the number of voters that has increased in the last 5 years. Interesting also to note the number of women voters versus the number of voters who are men, and that has also increased significantly. And then finally, the number of new voters, the first time voters, the figure that has increased significantly as well at over 23%. So I'm going to quickly come back to Joyita. Joyita, we were talking about the first time voters and a significant increase. And this has been the focal point not just for the BJP in its campaigns and its welfare projects, in their developmental schemes that have been launched, but it has also been the same criteria, same focus that has been applied by the Congress.
Well, the thing is, you see, when you are looking, I mean, you have to look at it in terms of what kind of schemes, the difference between the two. And but at the same time, I don't think that when, even if the youngsters nowadays are very aware, I don't think nobody is, I mean, they will be really going through the manifestos of the two parties with a magnifying glass, or I think it is here, I think the figure of Narendra Modi comes into play, and what he is thinking about the future, and especially the push that is coming from the government in terms of technology, in semiconductors and all, how the job landscape turns out to be. Because if you are looking at it, I mean, Congress is for these youngsters, because 10 years back, if they are 18 now, they were 80 years old, they do not remember anything about the Congress. So, ultimately what they will be going for is what the party is promising. But yes, after 5 years from now, I think that comparison will come in, but right now I think that they will be primarily looking at the figure of Mr. Modi and what kind of stuff that he is talking about, how he is able to relate with the youngsters. If you remember what happened, this government did recently held that creators, that influencers award in Delhi. So, these are the things, they are absolutely young and they are always on social media and they are consuming a lot of content and all. It seems that the BJP has started outreach to this segment in a very big way. So, let us see how the message goes, but right now, as I said, I mean, the Prime Minister's figure is dominating the landscape even for them.
Okay. That's an interesting analysis that you have made, Joyita, and let me get in Suleiman Mohammed Khan. And Suleiman, do you think it is disadvantage Congress? Okay, Suleiman is not with me, but okay, I'm being told that Suleiman is in fact with us. So, Suleiman, of course, the point that Joyita has made, that is the Congress at a disadvantage? Because when we talk about the millennials and the Gen Z, they have grown up watching BJP in power. So, their recall value of when the UPA was ruling, when the Congress was at the helm, is far superseded by the work that Congress and Prime Minister Narendra Modi has done.
You see, elections are and should be fought on issues. When Congress or UPA was in power, so just 2 years or 3 years before the elections, a opposition party, in which BJP was the principal opposition party, they raised certain issues which were debated, discussed before everyone in the parliament, in the streets, and more so in the TV channels. Congress was grilled properly by all media houses to everyone. People gave their mandate in 2014. BJP came to power. Since 10 years, what we are looking at, Congress has been raising issues which are very important, which are important for the national interest, which are important for the youth, for the women, for the farmers, for the laborers, for everyone, for the better future of this country.
Okay. So then Suleiman, the point,
that the constitutional institutions and authorities have been degraded and denigrated.
So now that, a very apt, well-timed scheme that has been launched, the guarantee that you call Yuva Shakti, beg your pardon, it's called Yuva Nyay, is that right? Yuva Nyay. So when you are targeting the youth, what is it that you are promising and what is it that you are hoping?
We have promised that any graduate who is without a job will be given an apprenticeship of 1 year and will be given 1 lakh for a year. He'll be trained and will be at least a trained person in the market. This is what we have planned. Madam, we are not in power. We are in opposition. We have given a manifesto. If we'll be given the mandate by the people of this country, we'll show why this government has, Rahul Gandhi ji in 2014 has given a classic, a statement that ye suit boot ki sarkar hai. Modi government is a suit boot sarkar. Today, after the disclosure by the SBI, by the Supreme Court judgment, the data which has been given by the electoral bonds, it has been proved that this is a suit boot ki sarkar. Only corporates controlling the government, privatization to an extent that government lose all their resources. हमारे ऊपर आज कर्जा है. जब कांग्रेस पार्टी was in power in 2014, the national debt was 54 lakh crore. Today 205 lakh crore. IMF has given us a warning. These are very dangerous things. People have to understand. This is all our country. Everyone is responsible.
Okay.
Narendra Modi
Okay,
can come
fair
and
enough.
go.
Okay, you've had your
BJP,
say.
Congress can
You've had
come
your
and
say,
go.
Vinita.
Country has to survive.
Vinita, would you
That
like
is
to also respond? Now, the schemes, the guarantees that the Congress has promised to the youth of the country, to the women of our country, are they better than the BJP's? And will they trump BJP in being able to woo the voters in these two categories particularly?
These are jokes of guarantees that the Congress is a bundle of jokes that they've brought out. They're trying to copy the BJP's narrative of the 4 pillars, but where is the
I'm
BJP?
sorry.
Where is
Don't
Modi?
use this language.
Don't interrupt
Please.
me, Miss. No, don't interrupt
not
me,
just
Manji. I did not
interrupt.
interrupt you when you spoke.
You can.
I waited patiently for my turn. Please let me speak. So now, first of all, the 4 pillars has been copied from the BJP's manifesto, and they are absolute bad losers.
Are you listening? If you say I'm a bundle of jokes, you are a joke.
Suleiman, let her complete. Suleiman, let Vinita complete.
I'm not
I'll
going to
come
sit on
back
a
to you.
debate.
No, please don't
Suleiman.
interrupt me. I
Jokers
have not
should not
interrupted
speak.
you. You cannot interrupt
This
me.
woman is a
This
joker,
not
I
allowed.
say.
This
No,
cannot
why
be
is it
allowed. This
joker?
cannot be
No,
allowed.
you're
You are a
joking.
bad
It is
loser.
a joke.
Congress is a bad loser.
Suleiman, I gave you the time. Let
I will
Vinita
give it-
use this platform to air her views. I'll come back to you. Let's have a cogent conversation here. Yeah.
I'll give it back here and then.
Fair.
I'll not take it.
I'll come back to you, Suleiman. Let her say her piece.
अब मिलेगा. समझ गई आप?
Please, yeah, this is not the way to, to directly attack me in a TV debate. I did not attack you. I said this is a joke of a guarantee.
Suleiman, I would request all of you to maintain decorum. This is not any other channel where you play a mudslinging match. I'll just give time to everybody. And I'll allocate equal amount of time. I'll give you the platform. Please make your point. Vinita, yes.
First, she should stop this.
Let
give it
Vinita,
back.
Suleiman, let's be cooperative with each other over there. Over here. Vinita, you want to make a point?
It was based on issues. She said, "Oh, my party is a bunch of joker." I said, "She's a
I
joker."
never
Her
said
party is a
that.
joker.
I never said it's a bunch. Megha, you were listening to me. Did I say they were a bunch of jokers?
What you
I never
said.
said that.
What you
I
said then.
no. Sorry, I don't want to bicker.
Okay, can we move forward from this bickering, which is making no sense whatsoever? I'm trying to have a constructive conversation over here. I want to know what is the schemes, the welfare projects, the work that BJP has done for the youth and women particularly, because they do form the significant percentage of the voters in our country. And can the Congress, with its promises, woo the voters, woo these particular sections, if they want to win the election? Vinita, yes, your response.
So it's on a weak foundation. All the 5 pillars of whatever pillars, the Congress has brought in, the Nyaya and the woman, it seems like a joke because they haven't really implemented anything even when they were in power for 65 years. He said that the NDA has been, it's a dream that we are weaving. Dreams are their forte, so it was 65 years, like Rip Van Winkle, they wake up suddenly and they realize that the country is in such a mess. And that's when Modi ji came to power in 2014 and resurrected this country, so to speak. Brick by brick, we built this country from 2014 onwards. We started with very, very basic facilities. It's become a folklore now, but that's how we started, rebuilding this country from 2014 onwards, giving even the basic sanitation facilities were not available. So wasn't that a joke? So that's all I wanted to say. And if it is about the women and the youth, we know the kind of work that Modi ji has done for the youth, the kind of startup environment, the enterprise environment, the facility, the ecosystem for enterprise that has become so it's so vibrant today, it's so dynamic today that really gels well with the youth. Like was just spoken about the digital platforms, that's something that's really going very well with the youth. The digitalization of the country. So many of them have actually been brought up in this digital world, so they don't know the prehistoric period when the UPA ruled and there was digitalization was so minimal that Rajiv, the famous quote of only 15 paise reaching the last beneficiary, that's no longer there because we've made DBT a reality, which Congress dreamt of once. We made it a reality. We made UPI so ubiquitous. It's spread across the country. Every panwala, every kirana store has a UPI facility. So we are living in a country which is absolutely robust. It's growing and it's vibrant, and the youth and the women, The kind of things that Modi ji has done for women is amazing. The kind of programs that he's brought, even for the poorest of the poor and the middle class and the young Turks, so as we call them, even for them, there are a lot of schemes that, especially for startups and enterprises. We don't want youth to be apprentices in government jobs. That's not the dream. Sorry, Modi ji's dream is not that for the youth or for the women of our country. It is to be their own, master of their own game.
Okay.
Provide jobs. They will be provider of jobs rather than being apprentices in different government departments.
Okay, fair enough. I'm going to come to Himanshu now, and talking about women and the youth, I'm particularly going to focus on the Muslim women in our country. That had also been a huge campaign that the government of India under Narendra Modi and the BJP ruled country had taken forward, and the points that were raised particularly was about triple talaq. There was also the controversy of the hijab ban that had come to light. Now, there have been instances, of course I forget about when you're traveling, the Hajj pilgrimage that you do, and now the women are allowed to travel without a male companion. So these changes that have happened on the ground, which are so palpable, going to be then influencing these voters, influencing these pockets to vote in favor of the BJP, vote in favor of the NDA.
It will, to an extent it will. But more than anything else, it's going to be that abrogation of 370 in Kashmir. That is going to influence. Along with that, when you couple that with triple talaq and hijab stuff, you go and talk to people in Kashmir, on the ground, in the state, and you talk to women, be it young, be it elderly women, be it a mother was always worried about the child's safety. Now she says, she's cool about it. Yes, there are problems. I do not discount that fact. But there, they are living a normal life. And for a woman, be it a sister, be it a wife, be it a mother, whoever it is, a normal life is a must to make their existence felt. That is the first basic necessity. And which, when provided, that gives them the sense of security. And that is what has happened. So somewhere down the line, whether you like it or not, the women from Muslim brothers are going to go for, maybe not in a huge number at the outset, but they are going to shift that. The reason for that, I understand, when you give someone a dream, and if it stays a dream for 65, 70 years, the person stops believing. But when you realize that dream, when in the lifetime, when they did not believe that Kashmir could be a normal state of Bharat, now that has happened. So now they are having those aspirations. Now a Kashmiri girl knows that she can go to an IIT in Kashmir. She can become a doctor in Kashmir. She can aspire to be an IT engineer in Kashmir. And still she will thrive in Kashmir. Beforehand, she had to come to Mumbai. She had to go to Delhi. She had to go somewhere else. That was the situation.
Okay.
And that's why when I say, women will be the key voters this time around.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And like we saw, of every 1,000 male voters, we have 948 women voters. So difference is not as much. So it's almost 50-50.
Yes.
Okay. So, Joyita, this point that has been raised by Himanshu Bhatt about Jammu and Kashmir, and when we talk about the votes, when we talk about the seats, 6 of these seats which Jammu and Kashmir Union Territory now represents are also going to be a litmus test for the BJP, because traditionally the party has not been able to win these seats, whether Lok Sabha or Assembly.
Yes, but at the same time, I think that is something, I think when you are looking at Jammu and Kashmir, I think BJP has the hold in Jammu, but not so much Kashmir, not at all in Kashmir in fact, but I think that is primarily because, decades of misinformation and disinformation has kind of played a part, and when it comes to Kashmir in particular, BJP will need an ally over there. And I mean, listen, whenever you are looking at why the BJP is not doing well in Kashmir, in spite of giving all these, in spite of doing a lot of work, we have to take the history of, as I said, the history of Kashmir into perspective. I mean, it is next to impossible for, I mean, it's a sad reality. Even now, it is next to impossible for a party which has quote unquote the majority community roots to kind of come to power in that a party that is identified with the majority community. It's a problem for that party, in spite of the fact there is a realization that if there is good governance happening, it is primarily because a local party is not ruling. So, the whole point is that even then I do not see BJP doing well in Kashmir, because beyond a point ultimately everything is decided by sectarian interests, definitely in Kashmir.
Okay. Vinita, quickly a response from you, and particularly a very volatile state and now the Union Territory Jammu and Kashmir. The inroads that BJP has been hoping to make after the abrogation of 370, is this going to be, how do you gauge this? Is this going to be truly reflective in the 2024 Lok Sabha polls? Also, the incumbent statehood that Jammu and Kashmir has been demanding, it's been over a year. How is BJP going to play this out? Is there at this point of time a gauge that if you are going to be able to win maximum seats in Lok Sabha from Jammu and Kashmir, there is a bigger likelihood that there is going to be an assembly election right after 2024? Or then are you again going to let go of the idea that elections have to be held right after the Lok Sabha polls get over, and you are going to continue to keep this in the back burner?
No, definitely not. Jammu and Kashmir has always been in the priority, because as soon as they came back, we came back in 2019 with a, singular majority. The first thing that one of the first priorities of the Modi government and first thing that he did was repealing the Article 370, which is actually, this kind of bold, decisive, sweeping reforms that Modi ji has done. I don't think any other Indian national leader could have done it. And, taking a huge risk, but the kind of implications it's had, the kind of positive implications it's had on Jammu and Kashmir is amazing, because we can see how the youth and the women have really, taken so well to these reforms. The kind of investments that have come in Jammu Kashmir is seeing investment summits. Jammu and Kashmir are seeing enterprises. Jammu and Kashmir are seeing their women become enterprising women. They're seeing women start up their own ventures. I mean, that's absolutely undreamt of earlier. So it's a new Jammu and Kashmir, it's a new valley, which definitely is going to be there in the agenda. And there was a promise of giving it back to them. The electoral canvas would be given back to Jammu and Kashmir. That's definitely going to be there. Yeah. And Modi is guaranteed
the proof of the pudding is in the eating. I have completely run out of time. I thank all of you for joining me on the telecast. I'm going to quickly also tell my viewers that Sulaiman Mohammed Khan, the Congress spokesperson, decided to leave midway from the discussion. I would have loved to give him a platform and speak his views on behalf of the Congress party, but I'm out of time right now. I thank all of you for joining me on the telecast.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.